Remove all negative, nasty, erroneous, unverified accounts from your credit reports. That's right. Let's get it. Let's go. We are live. I'm going to put my email address here up early on the weekend. Yes, that's right. Even on the weekend, doing the emails, responding, getting people to the other side. So I'm going to put my email address in here. And I've got my email here because oftentimes we get to talking about how we can build the credit, answering questions here, going back and forth, answering stuff right here on the live for you. But sometimes I might miss something as the live chat starts to get going, starts to roll in. So I want you to be able to email me if necessary, okay? All right, FBA, what up, Brandon? Hey, good to see you. AB Career Match, hello, hello. Good to see you. All right, so some stuff that I want to talk about here is, all right. Ricardo De Campo, the best, the number one. Brandon, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. No Name Scratcher, how you doing? Doing great. Doing great. Good to be here on Saturday on a weekend to be of service, to help out, get people to the other side. Individuals have been writing in, emailing with their questions, emailing with their comments, emailing with their reviews, saying they're getting to the other side. Some people are getting negative, nasty, erroneous items off immediately. And a few have to send a few rounds of letters. And so this is what we do. This is what happens if the collection agency does not validate, does not verify 100% for the Fair Credit Reporting Act. This right here, as we talk, the 623 method, okay, the 623 method letter, Fair Credit Reporting Act 623. Now, this is more advanced, right? We've talked about a lot of great, letters, sending your 609 dispute letters. We got 611 letters, 604 letters. We got the 623 method letters. We've got the, all the letters you need in the Beyond Committed package. But what is 623 method? So when the creditor is on your reports, negative, nasty, erroneous, unverified creditor, charge off, and it's been sent to what they say is a collector that's now collecting. Okay, so if all the information is supposed to be with the collector and they're supposed to quote unquote verify and validate 100%, how is it that the creditor is able to do so without providing such documentation, especially since it's with the collector? So this 623 method letter actually goes to the creditor. That's right, creditor. To the creditor, okay? Advanced tips, tricks, secrets you get here. So hit that subscribe chat button. So you've got this letter. Hey, it says, hey, look, I reached out to your company before because we have a letter that goes to the creditor and that they say is, oh, well, it's with the collection agency. We don't do anything now. It's blah, 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 blah. Reach out to the creditor, reach out to the collection agency. Because a lot of times everybody's saying, well, the collector will say, well, reach out to the credit bureau. It's not us, blah, blah. So send the first letter. Got a special letter you can send directly to the creditor. They come back to say, oh, well, it's with the collector. Now we got a 623 method. Hey, I reached out to you. You let me know that on X, Y, and Z date, I was informed that your company does not have any information on this account, that it was sent to the collection agency. How did you investigate this account without any documentation? I contacted the collection agency, and they could not validate the debt either, okay? So the collection agency has to remove this junk from the credit reports as a collection. The creditor can reach out to the bureaus and remove it. And the bureaus, as you're disputing with the 609 dispute letters to the bureaus, if they can't verify 100%, they're supposed to remove it. So we've got not just a two-pronged approach, but a three-pronged approach available to you here at 609creditrepair.com. Get that Beyond Committed package. This is one of the advanced tips, tricks, secrets, and techniques we have in that package. We can do the work for you at the awesomelifegroup.com. All right? Please give the video a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe chat button. Hit that bell for notifications for when I go live. I send out an email of when I go live. I just did at the subscribetribe.com. I'll put that in there right now, okay? Good afternoon, Subscribe Tribe. Thank you to you and your team for all your help and knowledge. You're very welcome. Appreciate it. Okay. I really appreciate it. I have a great question here, but I really appreciate you guys coming on, letting the tribe know things are going well for you. Keep increasing our knowledge base together. This is excellent. Also, feel free to email me if you have any questions, because I get to go on and talk and I'm looking at things. How do I get rid of late payments in charge off? How do I get rid of late payments? This is what it says. How do I get rid of late payments in charge off? So, no name scratcher. If it's a charge off, okay. If it's a negative, nasty, erroneous charge off, you want to dispute the entire charge off. The late payments and the charge off alone, disputing those won't ever make it come back to positive because it's in a charge off status. If you have late payments on an account that is in good paid status now, right? There's, for whatever reason, maybe there's a few alleged lates there or whatever, but you've got good on-time payment history before that and good on-time payment history after that. You could dispute the late payments with the late payment dispute letter. You can send a 609 dispute letter to dispute these late payments as unverified late payments, or you can send goodwill letters. Okay. However, if it's a charge off, you can't do that because again, it'll never be positive. You dispute the entire charge off as an unverified account, these unverified charge offs, and you can dispute with the collection agency as well, as there's probably a collection attached to that. Typically, not always, but usually. Got another question here. All right. So sometimes the bureaus try to push back, they try and do nonsense. They try to say things like, oh, well, we won't reinvestigate. Okay. And what can I do if they're saying, oh, well, we won't reinvestigate? I've had individuals send round one letter and then they'll send back, oh, well, we're not going to look into this because it wasn't specific. We're not going to reinvestigate, so forth and so on. So what can you do? Well, we've got a demand letter. And it says very clearly that they have to do an independent investigation. Okay. This says right here, got the cases right here. Okay. Cushman versus TransUnion, Stephenson versus Experian, Richardson versus Equifax. And of course, this isn't any legal advice. It's just the rulings that exist out there in public records. The courts ruled each and every time that the CRAs couldn't merely parrot information from the creditors and collection agencies. Yes, that they had to conduct an independent, reasonable investigation to ensure the validity of such information. So sending out a generic form through your eOscar system, right, through this electronic system, does not constitute a reasonable investigation. So what they'll try to say is, oh, we're not going to reinvestigate. Well, you didn't even investigate the first time, right? You tried to send out a standardized letter from your eOscar system. Okay, this was not enough to carry out a reasonable investigation of my disputes, and subsequently, you could be in violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, right? You can utilize that to leverage this for deletions on your credit reports. All right, 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. All right. Big Ben, thank you. Big Ben says, hey, it's from Camden, New Jersey. I don't normally do stuff like this, but I took a leap of faith and I'm very happy with the service I received. This guy's the real deal. Thank you, Big Ben. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming back and letting the tribe know. Should collections be showing as open or closed status? Taylor, great question. Okay, so charge-offs that have been moved to collections are typically closed. But they might try to say, oh, well, the collection's open because we're actively collecting. We've been able to, quote unquote, keep it there because nobody has disputed it and we think it's valid and whatever. Well, if you dispute it and it can't be 100% verified, it's supposed to be removed, right? It can't be verified or validated and all this stuff. Now, oftentimes collectors, what they'll try to do is they'll try to close the collection on. They'll just be like, oh, well, we'll close it. And they'll leave it there and it's still affecting your credit scores. And they're hoping that, oh, well, we closed it. Maybe we'll use this as leverage and maybe they won't be able to, get the score they're looking for. Maybe they'll go ahead and pay and they won't know their rights. But you know better. You know your rights here, okay? If you disputed online multiple accounts, can you redispute them through the mail? Yes. Yes. So you're dealing with this. You're saying, oh, I've got these collections, whether they're open or closed, they're negative, nasty, erroneous collections, whether they're open or closed. You want to dispute these unverified negative collections and get them out of there. If you disputed online multiple accounts multiple times, can you redispute through the mail? Yes. You can dispute through the mail specifically. And here's another great reason why. Is because when you're doing these online disputes, oftentimes they're putting you in a box and saying, okay, well, you can dispute for these few things. And even if sometimes they play games. I've seen some of these bureaus when you're disputing online, you try to click one of the reasons that they put on there, and then they'll say, oh, well, that reason you can't dispute for that reason. And that just keep you from disputing. So yes, you can send through the mail because you're doing different specific disputes like unverified late payments, unverified accounts, right? It's different. This is why we have the letters, 609creditrepair.com. Get that Beyond Committed package. You can do it. Brandon, you are amazing. I've gotten 5 negative accounts removed and counting. # Beyond Committed. Jerome Gooden, thank you for coming here and letting us know how you are doing, okay? You are doing excellent, Jerome. And thank you for letting people know. Taylor Drake, thank you. You're welcome for the answer. Appreciate it. Anytime, if you've got questions right here, you can put them in there. You also want to hit that subscribe button, that bell for notifications for when I go live. And when the videos come out, you can add your comments to the comment section and ask your questions. You can also email me. All right. Big Ben. All right. Are you guys here working on the weekend? Yes, we have. We're standing by on Saturday. All right. Yeah. So for the VIPs, for the people who are here, they know we are here. I'm here. And other individuals, a part of the staff, are here. All right. I had a medical collection for less than $100 that was entered as $100 in my credit report. How do I get this error off of my reports? Vicky Woodward, thank you so much for commenting and asking this question. This happens, right? We've got inaccurate information on there, unverified information on there, inaccurate, unverified information. So we've got special inaccurate letters. All right. We have inaccurate letters as well as the 609 dispute letters. So you can send both. So we have the ability to send out inaccurate information letters on top of your 609 dispute letters to utilize those inaccurate information as leverage. Okay. Now, if for some reason you say, okay, well, I have some supporting documentation, I can do that. You don't have to do that right away. You can put all that on the bureaus. You can do several rounds before having to do that. And you don't even have to necessarily show the bureaus that. You could show the supporting documentation to the CFPB when you complain. You tell them what is going on. Hey, this is inaccurate. You need to be able to verify it. It's not up to you to say, oh, it was or was not, or what. That's up to them. Okay. So you can say, just like you're telling me, hey, look, this is inaccurate. This wasn't $100. I want to dispute this unverified account, and I want to dispute this inaccurate information. And you can utilize that through the 3 bureaus as well, because I'm sure they're all a mess, right? They're probably all reporting differently. Okay. Thanks for helping clean up my credit. Awesome Life group. T-Far, you're very welcome. All right. Thanks for your help. My score is now 666. You helped me get there. Fulvia Mitchell. Thank you so much. Hello, Brandon. Thanks so much for your help. Yes, scores in the mid 600s. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So if I purchase Beyond Committed package, will I have help from you and your team if I run into hiccups with the bureaus or collection agencies? Yes, we have the email support. LaPont. Lead don't play. Yes, you have email support with me and the team. This is what I'm putting my email in here right now, right? If you want to email right now and ask some questions, you want to put some questions in right now, I can answer them. So Yes, I'm here. I always knew that it was going to be important because when I was going through the credit repair process myself, I had to learn a lot of this, not only by trial and error, but trying to piece things together from things that I've learned from other places. And yeah, it can be challenging. So having somebody to help you along the way, I know it's imperative. And this is how we've been able to help other people get to the other side. Okay. All right. So if you are rebuilding your credit from where it first started at lesser 4 to 5 credit score, so I'm guessing 400s, 500 credit score, right? So the credit score is a little lesser, right? You're saying it's 4 or 500 credits. What would be go to rebuild it quickly? Okay. So obviously, disputing the unverified negative nasty erroneous items is great, but can take the bureaus at least 30 days to postmark a response, right? So people are like, quick, fast, right? How can I boost my credit fast? So I've worked with individuals all across, the spectrum of having a negative item to having bankruptcies, right? And when seeing people with bankruptcies, even with bankruptcies, most derogatory, most pretty much detrimental to the account, yeah, you can add trade lines, authorized user trade lines, friends and family. That's what we did for an individual, and their credit score was able to rebound very quickly. Okay, when it was once the trade lines were on there and all that good stuff. Okay, while disputing the negative, nasty, erroneous items. So if you're saying, okay, well, I need good history, that can help. Now, the only time that might be challenging is when you're going to look for a home and they're going to say, okay, cool, well, we'd like to see some primary lines on there. But with authorized user trade lines, that individual who had the bankruptcy was able to get their own Capital One cashback card and their own Capital One venture card. And so they were able to get a Quicksilver and a venture card. So it is possible. Okay. That is a strategy that could be quick. But again, you're going to need friends and family AUs because they keep you on there longer and you'd be able to get more. That individual had to put on 4 or 5 from friends and family. Disputing and getting these negative, nasty, erroneous, unverified items off of there can be very good, except the bureaus sometimes try to play games. So if they're doing everything they need to do, yes, you can get these negative, nasty, erroneous items off in a round or two, 30 days, 60 days, boom, you're good to go, right? But if they start stalling, they say, well, they do this stuff all the time. It's illegible. We can't read your disputes. Your disputes aren't specific enough. We're not really sure. We didn't have your ID and your social. You left something out. Just all sorts of games that they play to pretend like you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, so they can try and get over and get out of it. Okay. But yes, you can do this. You can get to the other side. 609creditrepair.com. We can do it for you at the awesomelifegroup.com. All right. John Belly H2O. Oh, John Belly H2O says, I have no negatives. Thanks, bro. You're the best. Okay, John Belly. Okay, cool. So yeah, just start building your credit. What do you do when one credit bureau deletes accounts? Okay, but the other two are, pushing back. They're trying to say it's quote unquote verified, and they don't want to. So one credit bureau is deleting all these negative, nasty, erroneous accounts, and the other two are still playing around. It's something that I've seen for myself. I would see, one bureau delete something, 2 bureaus delete something. Eventually, they all kind of fall into line. Okay. But what you can do is you can show them proof that the other items have been deleted and we're not able to be 100% verified. And that makes you kind of like, okay, well, how were they able to verify, right? You weren't able to verify. How is this possible? So you can send that along with your next round of disputes. You can also dispute with the collectors as well. Okay. Will negative inquiries cause you not to be able to get a loan? The Edwin Manafo. I'm not sure exactly. I'm not sure exactly how many Hard inquiries. So you're talking about hard inquiries. So you said negative inquiries. So you're talking about hard inquiries, and it depends on what your credit score looks like. So maybe you have a bunch of hard inquiries because, you know, you went to the car dealership or whatnot and got it run, you know, 15, 20, 30 times and they weren't supposed to. You can dispute those hard inquiries. Okay. If you're talking about negative, yes, hard inquiries. Okay. So the Edwin Mana files. Do you have other negative accounts? Do you have charge-offs? Do you have collections? Do you have a credit score that's, you know, a little bit lower, at the lower range in the 600s, the lowest 600s, 500s, something like that? Because if it's just hard inquiries, typically that loan can be explained. No, so you have no other credit issues. So what is your credit score? And what type of loan are you looking for? A mortgage, car note, signature loan, refi, consolidation, right? So what are you looking for? So you have other negative items. You say no. What's your credit score looking like? Yeah, I'm in the 650 score as of current. Okay, so 650s, but you've got a bunch of hard inquiries. And where did you get all these hard inquiries from? Because if you're looking at having these non-account holding inquiries that didn't have any permissible purpose for them to be running your credit 15, 20, 30 times, you can dispute non-account holding inquiries, a loan for a car. So could hard inquiries stop you? They might, depending on how the lender looks at it. So I've been able to explain all my hard inquiries back in the day when I was doing all the travel miles. Okay. And I had a lot of hard inquiries because every, you know, few months I would be getting these travel cards to get the credit card sign up bonuses. Okay. So I was able to explain to them what I was doing, and they were like, all right, fine. Here's another card. We don't have a problem with it. They thought perhaps, you know, they're like, oh, well, is he looking for credit and that kind of stuff. So if you have a bunch of hard inquiries that are non-account holding inquiries, you could always dispute them if they're holding you back. Okay. As my guess is you're looking to get a car loan, and then that's what you were doing originally. And so probably some dealership shotgun blasted your credit and ran it, you know, 20, 30, 50 times. Okay. Can I respond sooner than 30 days? Charles Lisa, can I respond sooner than 30 days? Can I respond sooner? Well, it depends on if they sent you a response. Okay. Yeah, the Edward Manifile says, yeah, they tore my credit up. LOL. Yeah, these car dealerships are nasty business. They're trying to drop in many respects, you know, get you to barely qualify, drop your score down so they can mark up the loan and they can get some points on the loan, and they're trying to do all this stuff. The best bet is to go to your own credit union who wants to help you out, because credit unions are owned by the credit union members, right? A little slowly but surely they own a little bit, right? And so they want to help you out. And, you know, a buddy of mine went to their credit union and they were able to get a really good loan for their dream car and got a great rate. Of course, they had good credit because we've been working with them and whatnot, and they were pleased, and only got one hard inquiry with one bureau and got what they were looking for. Okay, so you know, you can dispute these non-account holding inquiries, move on from that, and really look at going to your credit union or your bank that's going to help you out. Okay, so can I respond sooner than 30 days? So it depends. If they've responded and have said, hey, you know, these deletions, this is deleted, this is what quote unquote came back, updated or verified or whatever, yeah, you can respond sooner if they've responded sooner. But if not, and you're still waiting that full 30 calendar days from when they got the letters to postmark you a response, you want to wait, because you don't want to double up on your disputes, and you don't want to wind up disputing something that they already said, hey, well, we removed it. Yeah. And then it starts to become, they're going to be like, well, this is frivolous, and then we're not going to look at any of it. They're looking for all sorts of reasons to not run your disputes, to not look at things, and you don't want to give them an inch. So can I respond sooner than 30 days? Only if they've already given you a full response, okay? But typically you want to wait that full 30 days, okay? And the Edward Manifiles, that's what I'm doing. Just wanted to get some confirmation, okay? Cool, sounds good. I have no established credit for non-usage, What should I do to build it? So I'm guessing flag 1090. You have not used any credit, really. You haven't built credit. You haven't, gotten anything that would build credit. Now, if you've got credit cards and you're not using them, right, because it says I have no established credit from non-usage, what should I do to build? If for some reason I'm just putting this out there, you probably don't. But if you do have credit cards, you could utilize them and pay them off every month. Now, if you don't, and you start building credit and you don't have any credit, you might start with a simple Discover card or Capital One card starter. Discover card, Discover Capital One card, a starter. Who else is pretty lenient with cards that have been, I'm trying to think real quick. Let's see, maybe an Open Sky credit card. Sometimes if you had to, you might look into something like a Chime. A Chime is a secured card. Okay. Chime, it's like another secured card, and it's decent. Self-lender, formerly Self-lender, Self.Inc. is another good one. So there's some ones that if you're got nothing, you're really building, you really have to start with secured. You don't have any negative accounts. You don't have any credit as well. But this Discover started no annual fee cards. Yes, I have no cards at all. Yes, so flag was saying. So the Discover no annual fees, Capital One Platinums, these starter cards. Pedal's another one. Pedal is unsecured. This you don't have to put anything down. It's not a secured card. It's unsecured in your name. Pedal, it's kind of a starter card as well. They've got some rewards. It's no fees, so you might want to take a look at that. In fact, I'll put these in the chat for you since you're starting out. So look at Pedal. We've got Chime. But this one's more secured, and then Self.Inc. People have had success boosting their scores, 10, 20, 30 points with Chime and with Pedal and with Self.Inc. And each one can boost it a little bit more, so. You're very welcome. Thank you for that. Okay. I wasn't sure about First Premier, but Skip says First Premier is a secured card. They are great. First Premier Bank. Okay, cool. So wasn't sure about that one. I've heard of First before, but I wasn't sure how it worked for some people because, some people have good experience, some don't, so you never know. Next, let me do one more. Yep, First Premier is pretty good. Okay, that one. Pretty good. Excellent. Very good. I'm going to put my email address in here one more time. You can email me. We're coming up towards the end of this. Maybe we'll do one more. All right. I had too many cards and I closed them. Okay. So it looks like for you, Michael, I don't know, did that affect your score? Because usually closing credit cards can lower your credit score. Usually I tell people, hey, keep your credit cards open. Even in the past when I was like, I'm going to close this card, I'm not really sure. I really probably should have kept it open. At the time, there were annual fees on it. I didn't really understand. I could have called them and said, hey, you need to waive this annual fee, or you need to give me some miles back or something for this annual fee. But I closed cards and my score came down a little bit. But you know what? After a long enough period of time and getting new cards and all that stuff, you got back up in the 800s. So it's all good. Yeah, score's still in the 800s. Michael Hauser says score's still in the 800s, and he closed some cards. Okay, I kept 2 Amex and Barclay, 2 American Expresses, and a Barclay Bank with low interest rates, 8%. It's very good. Okay, so if you're worried about it, you're thinking, oh man, I got all these cards, and I got these starter cards of this. I don't want. You can slowly play around with it a little bit. Closing a card could bring your score down, but it can come back up. Michael Hauser was able to get back up in the 800s. I was still able to get back in the 800s. So it just takes time. But just be cautious and understand what you're doing before you do it. Because a lot of times people say, oh man, I didn't know, or did this, or whatever. Okay. collection company. How do I do? Okay. All right. One more. NCTUE. We've talked about here, dealing with a cell phone. NCTUE and utilities. National Telecommunications Company. National Consumer Telecommunications and Utilities. Excuse me. National Consumer Telecom and Utilities Exchange is a FCRA, Fair Credit Reporting Act compliant consumer reporting agency. Okay, so you can pull your reports there. You can take a look. You can get these negative, nasty, erroneous, disputed out of there. Collections of cell phones and any type of utilities. All right, you can just begin with the bureaus. 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. Please give the video a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. All right, and the bell for notifications. I appreciate you all on the live stream here on the weekends. We'll go a little bit longer next time. I appreciate you. I love you all so very much. And until I see you in person, I will see you on the other side. Take care.